we got?
Well, first up, we've got the Detroit Lions and Dallas Cowboys debacle.
Oh man.
Detroit loses to the Cowboys on the national stage Saturday night, 20-19, and there is so much more to this game than just one play.
Mhm.
But I believe it was so significant there at the end that it kind of overshadowed everything else. So
Yeah.
Detroit scores what could have been the game-winning two-point conversion with 23 seconds left on the clock, throwing their ball to lineman Taylor Decker, acting as a tight end.
Yeah.
Heartbreak Cowboys fans. Not quite yet, though, actually. This was a really talented Detroit team that is guaranteed a playoff spot already. Yeah. And unfortunately for Detroit, though, right afterward, the ref stepped in to mention that he was actually an ineligible receiver. And Detroit tries two more times and loses the game after not converting.
Oh, man. So. And that's so tough, man, the fact that, because, we see, linemen and different players, do little trick plays and stuff like that. But the fact that you had the game, basically, and you could, just because of that, because you didn't call for, I believe, you had to call something.
Eligible receiver?
Yeah, you got to call it. So, man, that's...
What was your reaction to the call? Like, what do you think about the situation?
It's unfortunate, but like I said, I mean, it's rules is rules, If you can't just do whatever. But at the same time, it's like, dang, it's like sometimes you feel like people kind of want to overlook those rules and.
And when it all goes down, you see Decker go over to report, but you also see two other offensive linemen go with him to the refs to report.
Yeah. They were heated. And we kind of just look at some of the plays. I don't feel like they planned that. I feel like it was just something like he was open and, I feel like why not? The offensive line, I'm pretty sure they be trying to do more than just block and, they want to shine too.
Before the game, head coach Dan Campbell had explained this play.
Yeah.
Because that'll happen with coaches and the refs to let them know we're going to be trying something that's, it's not like an ordinary play. Okay. So if you keep an eye out for this.
Well, maybe they should have had, or you know what, maybe it was just something like they were looking for a receiver and he just happened to, didn't have nobody to block and probably,
Yeah, 68, he had lined up at the tight end spot, but what's interesting is before their first two-point conversion attempt, the refs announced that number 70 was eligible. Because you have to announce who's eligible to let the defense know who to cover.
Right. So why they could have used 70 then?
Well, immediately Dallas defense is thinking, okay, it's 70, so this is kind of a ref's mistake.
Oh, okay, got you. And I feel like, you know what, they probably read on that they probably tried to trick them,
Well, that's exactly kind of what it was because they send two other offensive linemen to report to the ref.
Yeah.
And they report number 70 when really it was 68.
68.
So that's a blown play right there.
Oh, well, yeah, that's kind of on the refs then, too.
But then I guess there's also the question of if they're not trying to be sneaky, if they're not trying to do all of this, maybe it's a lot more straightforward than the refs say 68 is the person. But the problem is if the Cowboys don't know who to cover properly, then that's, it's definitely on the refs.
Yeah, it's like refs and the team. It's a little bit of both, man.
But Dan Campbell, the head coach, called for the two-point conversion two more times after this. And then on the next time, Cowboys defensive end Michael Parsons, he jumps off sides.
Okay.
So at that point, they should have just kicked the field goal and gone into overtime.
That's what I was thinking too. But I get it. They wanted to end. They wanted to end the game.
They were already guaranteed a playoff spot.
I mean, yeah, they're pretty much set. They could have. Yeah, but I don't know. Y'all let us know how y'all feel about the whole situation.
Do you believe that Detroit was trying to trick the Cowboys by sending three linemen over when only one was going to play tight end?
Only one? Yeah, I feel like they did try to do some tricky stuff right there because that's not normal,
And that is all totally within the rules. But then if you're going to try sneaky, tricky stuff, then not everything is always going to work out the way that you want it to.
Exactly. And it should have been better communication too.
And there's definitely two opinions about this, that he was eligible or ineligible. And people are blaming the players, the refs, and also Detroit's head coach, Dan Campbell.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has a part in it because, like I said, the coach should have made sure, talk to the refs like, hey, we're doing something different. And this player we want this player to be eligible. You know what I'm saying? Have that already, in contempt. After that touchdown, they should have been talking, hey, let's, this is what we're finna do.
What's most interesting about this, too, and we have to mention it, is before this particular play on the Cowboys' last possession, they were going and trying to run the clock out.
Yeah.
And the running back, Tony Pollard, was going on a kind of a off-tackle run.
Uh-huh.
And their tight end, Peyton Hendershot, was called for tripping. And that was a heartbreaking call. That would have been game over. But if you go back and watch the tape, it's actually Detroit's defensive end, Aiden Hutchinson, who was tripping Tony Pollard, the running back.
Okay.
Now, that's a first down. That's game over.
Right.
So that right there is another blown call by the refs.
Yeah.
So
the refs get most of the blame.
This goes back kind of into the things that we've been talking about.
We've been talking about with the refs.
Is,
especially our recent topic with the refs, man. They got to do something about that because, that's not fair to teams, in certain situations.
Do you believe that the refs overcorrected their actions from that blown tripping call and that led to them making their call against the ineligible receiver?
I think so too. I feel like since they blown that one, they tried to make up for, but it's still, y'all still in the wrong,
Well, this also had an immediate impact on the playoff standings. Also, with the Eagles' loss to the Arizona Cardinals right there a day later. And Dallas became the second seed in the NFC playoffs in a matter of only 18 hours. And that means a home playoff game for them if they beat the Commanders this next Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Y'all definitely got that in the bag.
Do you think the Cowboys will be the number 2 seed in the NFC?
Yeah. Their chances are bright right now. I mean, y'all not facing any hard teams right now. All y'all got to do is take that dub. Coming up this Sunday, you got your gear on. You know what I'm saying? And my team, of course, we just got to beat the Falcons and hope that the Panthers can beat the Buccaneers. So y'all pray for us.
Afterward, the NFL did take action against the referee crew. They are no longer reffing any NFL playoff games, but they will be reffing, I believe it's the Pittsburgh game coming up this next Sunday.
So that's their last game.
Yeah, that's going to be their last game. They were taking off the playoff slate, but they are going to
because, playoffs, people take it so serious, and we can't be having these silly calls, and them not being on their job, So, I agree.
So, hopefully in the offseason, they go ahead and, they make a change to the referee system. Do you possibly see full-time refs in the future?
Yeah, I think it's probably going to lead to that. Ones that know what they're doing, they study, they know the book, and, they're hands-on and firm. Because some of these refs, I'm not saying they're getting paid under the table, but they do have their picks and chooses of teams and players. So,
There's a lot of different parts to this. So, y'all please let us know in the comments what you think. Do y'all like Detroit in the playoffs? Y'all like Dallas? Do you think it was a catch? And what should Dan Campbell have done? Should he have just kicked it? And
definitely should have just kicked it and just played that overtime. See who could have, made it more exciting. Who could have won?
But we'll see what happens in the playoffs. And,
they're still 11-5. They're still hot, and then I'm pretty sure they're gonna face off again. So they'll get their rematch.
It's always interesting in the NFL when something hinges on just one small, tiny play.
It's
turns
always
into
like that.
Major,
man. So. That happened with the Chiefs and the Eagles. That whole play, but
hopefully we don't see anything strange like this in the playoffs from any of the teams.
Right, because we want to see who could, who really is going to take it.
Best team over the best team.
And we don't want the ref, because when the refs make calls like that, it kind of seems like they're favoring a team.
They're affecting the game.
Yeah.
And that we can't have that. They need to be there to ref the game.
When it's right, right is right, wrong is wrong. Yeah, I agree, James. Y'all let us know how y'all feel about the refs right now.
And then up next,
J&J Sports, coming to y'all with more in 2024.